People, Deluded, I'm back again. Now, many people just rant and rave for the sake of it. Why did we keep this young player, and then the same young player doesn't get opportunities, he leaves? Why did we sell him? Some people like to moan. So I hope, obviously a lot of people misunderstand a lot of things I say. So if you misunderstand me, that's at your business. But as an Arsenal fan who loves my club, one monkey on my back, and I always say this, one thing I give Chelsea, yeah, obviously, if you're a player, it's a bit peak. But from a business proposition, many of these young players that haven't made it there, are not going to make it there, and are probably going to be sold, Chelsea get money for these players. Because Chelsea tie them down to their contracts. And if they don't, Chelsea insert buyback clauses. Chelsea insert percentages when these players are sold. So all of this becomes residuals. Of course, Chelsea have a loan army. But I think that's one way Arsenal kind of fall behind when it comes to contracts. Jeff didn't have long on his contract, so we had to kind of sell him. And Emre said he's not going to get football. But Jeffrey Adelaide's making good progress. He's been rough around edges. I remember last season he took a penalty for his team Angers and he missed it. That it weren't his to take. Against, was it Lyon? One game he was trying to dribble out from his goal area. But he's had a decent season on the left-hand side, on the flanks and playing through the middle. And I think he's developing. He's not all the way there yet. He needs to get goals and assists, and he needs to, I'd say, stop enjoying. It doesn't make sense, but stop enjoying football to a degree. Not stop enjoying it like smiling and enjoying what you do, but it's not academy football anymore. Got past it, do the right pass, shoot the right thing. I think I love Jeff. I really wanted him at this club, but I think he's got so much ability. He does that Paul Pogba thing in that, I wouldn't say they start messing around, but they start doing, I wouldn't say bringing out the party tricks, but not taking it as seriously as they can, not being as cerebral in their approach as they could be. I think that's one thing Jeff can improve on. But if these players are not going to make it here and whatnot, people, we need to, and when we ain't going to be able to, our owner's not going to put in substantial finances into the club, we need to think about how we generate our own money. That comes from the academy, not just players that were born in England and come from Haylen, players from overseas. Now, in the last, you've seen a mad amount of young G's leave this club, really and truly, people, for pennies. Whether they were going to make it here, you look at, Zelalem had his injuries, but you had Zelalem, just to paint a picture, Zelalem, Gnabry, Marlon, Bennacer, Jeff Rene, Josh De Silva, Vlad Dragomir, bare other players in it. Marcus McGuane was sold, so he's irrelevant to this, and so was Kalen Hines and things like that. But if these lads were at Chelsea, they would have been sold for profit, because you look at Chelsea, they're equivalent. You see Mason Mount, you see Tomori, you see Reece James, you see Dijon Sterling, you see Tammy Abraham, if I ain't said him, Izzy Brown, Casey Palmer. There's many players that are there, yeah. Whether they're going to make it there or not, if Chelsea sell them, think about it logically, people. They're bringing in over 50 million. Now, people think I'm making up nonsense, but you look at Tammy Abraham. If they sell him, how much is he fetching, people? On a bad day, probably 20, because he's English and he can ride on that. He could bring close to 20 to 30, in my opinion. Mount could bring in 20 to 30. Is that, do you see the picture I've painted already? Reece James, under no circumstances right now, should be sold by Chelsea. He bring in decent. Tomori will collect a decent fee from somewhere. Anya probably going to stay at Torino, decent fee. I think they've got a buyback and percentage on Bogger. This is how we generate stuff. I think one thing we need to do is get an affiliate club, and we've been in links allegedly, where we can get around the work permits. Because if you look at Asano, Nwakwe, Pedro Buffalo, Samuel Galindo, many players that have been here before, Vela at a point, if we can find a central place where, in an ideal base, somewhere like Holland, where it's a technical based league in the Eredivisie, where we can house players that need to play on loan and want to play competitive football, but also for our young players, but also people in regards to work permits and that. We've become a club, like, obviously a lot of foreign clubs are poaching English players now, but we're becoming a club. People are looking at us, getting our players for the cheap and making prof. Now, look at Gnabry. Again, because of obviously there was the playing time situation similar to Jeff. If your manager's not going to play you, you're not going to play you, innit? You need to go and do other things. But we should have renewed Gnabry's contract. He left for 3.5. This isn't me belittling the clubs or getting angry at it. I'm looking at it from a profit point of view. 3.5 million or whatever penny fee it was for Gnabry to leave, yeah? We got that. There's that. Jeff left for a nominal fee as well. And again, forgive me if I'm wrong, and there's buyback clauses in all of these players' contracts. But Jeff should have signed a new deal regardless of if Emre told him he can make it or not, because he's being linked with £20 million moves to Lyon or Monaco. That's a decent flip on Ange. He's making progress. He's in the France's under-21 squad. Bennacer. Now, we done it right in that there's a buyback and a percentage. So we've done well. Marlon, I hope the same is said for Daniel Marlon. But these players are. I think he's going to make his Dutch debut. Whether these players develop or not, you think about the profit we could have made on these players, and it is harming us, because you look at it. Ange, Empoli, and PSV were able to find players that they can make profits off of this club. And Dragomir, for example, whether he hits development or not, he's going to make a decent fee for Paraguay. I cannot say they named the team in Italy. Josh De Silva, whether he develops the Premier League level or not, they're going to make a decent change from in Brentford. So we need to really assess that sort of thing in my regards. Again, this is not me ranting and raving about that, but think about it, people. If contracts were decided early on, these players sign new contracts, you loan them out, you can make profit. If they want to leave permanently, leave. See what I'm saying? What could we imagine if we could get 20, 30 million for Jeff Rene Adelaide, whether they actually will pay that or not? Imagine what that could do for if the budget really is this small, people, or several other incidences. It's not just young players. Apologies, people. Of course, it's not just young players. It contracts as well, because you look at Alexis Sanchez and Aaron Ramsey. That should be 100 million brought into your club's kitty. Alexis should have gone for 60 million when the chance was there. Ramsey on a bad day should be bringing in 40 million. Absolutely nothing. And Mkhitaryan for them. Only us would do that. But on that topic, on that note, better yet, people, it's time to eat my dinner. Deluded. Thank you for watching and rocking as usual. I'm out though.